Good evening, everyone, and welcome to School of Physiopreneurship. So today is very interesting lecture which we had yesterday also, and because many of you could not attend on a very popular demand, we are repeating the lecture today, and it's super interesting. And as you all know, home visits are physiotherapists' bread and butter. It is sometimes our main source of income, and it has been a very good friend to us. So today, sir is going to teach us how can we grow from there, how can we make it a very successful business model, and how we can keep everything in a very systematic and organized way. And it's a very informative lecture, and I think it's going to help a lot of us. So I'm just going to hand over the mic to Dr. Gajanan so that he can take over the lecture.
Thank you, Manasa. Welcome back. We'll start our today's session. So today we are going to discuss how to convert your physiotherapy home visit practice into a professional business. You must have noticed that a lot of corporate companies are coming into the home visit or home care business, and they are doing good successful business in this. You have this multiple companies who are entering very fast in this sector. There must be some reason why these corporate companies are coming into this business and trying to explore this. So the answer is basically this has a very high potential of business, and there are a huge number of patients who are available here, and it is very managed by the individual therapist, but it is not in a very organized way or planned way. So that is why a lot of corporate companies are coming into this, and they are trying to take over this home visit business from individual therapeutic business of home visits. So see, the point I am trying to make is that home visit is such an important domain which is easily neglected by most of the therapists in our routine life. We give too much importance to the job or the clinic, but if you understand the amount of contribution the home visit makes in our home visits makes in our life is tremendous. Like, let me give you an example. So this is the circle which is representing the amount of money you are able to generate from home visit compared to the employment. Sorry?
Sir, you have not shared the PPT yet.
It's not shared?
No, sir.
One sec, sorry. Okay, actually I did not change the screen, so I'll start again. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll start again. So today we are going to talk about how to convert physiotherapy home visit practice in professional business. See, a lot of corporate companies are coming into the home visit sector, and they are trying to explore this home visit business. There must be some reason why these companies are entering into this sector, because for so many years only the individual therapists were managing the home visit sector, and they were individually managing at their own level. But these corporate companies and hospitals, they realize the potential of home visits, and that is why they are started entering into this business. There are two major objectives of the corporate companies to enter into the business. One, obviously the financial scope, where they want to get business from this sector also. But more than that, this home visits sector gives you a long-term attachment with the patients, and you can retain your patients for a long time. Usually, typical hospital setting, when the patient gets out of the hospital after the discharge, most of them lose their patients, and the patients get shifted somewhere else. So nowadays, even hospitals are also trying to retain these patients, and there are some other companies like Potia, who is doing successful business throughout the India. Basically, it is a company who is started by some 2-3 IT engineers, and now they are exploring into medical sector also. So not only they are providing home visit physiotherapy, but the other medical health services are also they are providing. So the point I'm trying to tell you that the home visit sector is going to be a new business opening, and it will have a lot of potential which is still untapped by therapists. Probably because we were doing individual therapy and we were managing at our own level. Now this slowly these corporate companies are coming into this sector and they are going to take over the whole business. So, and if you realize, some of you have must have lost your home visits also because of these corporate companies. And in long run, within next 5 years, 50% of the home visit will be taken over by these corporate companies, and you will lose your contribution or your percentage in the home visit sector. So, as a therapist, we need to understand the potential of home visit. So, let me give you example what I am talking about the potential. The bigger circle, it is trying to explain the contribution of the home visit in our daily life. So the size of the circle is actually trying to explain the financial contribution of the home visit. If you see, look at our contribution, financial contribution from employment or the job we are doing, and we get a larger chunk of our financial contribution from the home visits. So although it has such a bigger contribution in our life, as a therapist, we have not given too much of importance to the home visits, or we have not explored it professionally as a business model. So my urge, my duty is to teach the new budding therapist, or the therapist who was already working in this sector, to how to explore this home visit sector and make a more professional model, and so that in long run we will be able to compete with the corporate industry or the hospital industry who is slowly entering into this sector. So let me give me my personal experience about the home visit. See, the our most of the time we do 9 to 5 job, and I started home visit from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning. So I had to do at least 2 visit in the morning half, and after that even sometime I used to go to 6 to 9 for home visit, and sometimes it even gone from 9 to 11. So the whole most of the time after 9 to 5 job is going into home visit, and this is a important circle where we are working on this professional development which will improve our personal development, and then the financial development, and all these are going to help to run our family. So imagine if this contribution is taken out from your life, or your financial contribution is taken out from these corporate companies. We will be losing a lot of our professional growth and financial growth, and this will indirectly affect our family and personal life. So we need to get serious about this and start thinking about this to make it more professional and more viable business model than just doing an opportunistic business. So what I'm trying to show by this slide is that I started doing my practice in 2003. From that day, I started doing home visit, and until today, I still keep doing the home visit. Home visit was always the important chunk of our life, and we keep doing home visits. Even when I was actually in a physiotherapy department, being at a higher post, also I never left home visit because I knew the potential of the home visit. Even I started my private consultancy clinic, or presently I'm running a business model for giving services through physiotherapy. Through physiotherapy business model. Still, my home visits are continued. Only thing, I have reduced the home visit from individual home visit to a team of people who will be delivering home visit in my team. But home visit was always an important sector, and always an important contributor in our daily life. So why can't we physio develop a business model for ourselves? This question has to be asked by every physio. Why? Probably we couldn't develop earlier because most of us, we always work individually. We take the patient individual level, and then we contribute, or we do the visit individual level. We are never united. We are united by clinics, we are united by hospitals, but we were never united through the concept of home visit. So there is a huge need that we need to get united together and work in a team. And these home visits are not organized. It is always opportunistic and availability based. So whenever you feel like you want to go to that home visits, you plan and then you give appointment to the patients, and the patient also modifies the home visit based on their convenience. It is all opportunistic business and flexibility business, and not very well organized. Even the billing is not very professional. There has to be a good organized professional billing. We need to give receipts or invoice. The patient should know what is the average cost of the visits. That has to be publicly declared and discussed. And one more important thing is that if you are going for a home visit, and if the patient or the relative is not happy with the therapy, or many a time they are not having any complaint with the therapy, but they might have a complaint with your timing, your late coming late to the visits, or your communication might not be acceptable to them, or you are little aggressive, or you are little slow, or anything like this small things which are not directly related to the therapy, but it is affecting the overall experience of the patients and the caregivers. So we always focus so much on the therapy domain that we always ignore other thing, and we assume that people will accept whatever we do, but that doesn't happen. And if they want to complain, there is no source for them to complain or discuss that I don't like this thing in your service delivery. And how do they solve this problem? So they solve this problem, either they tell you that we don't require therapy, you please discontinue, or they will call someone else and then they continue, or they will give any lame excuse to not to continue with you. And when you realize the problem was very smaller, or may not be directly related to therapy, and you could have easily solved and you could have continued that domain very easily. But if you give a source for them to complain, source for them to contact to solve the problem, then probably this small issue can be tackled very easily, and the service delivery will continue. My concepts, if you can implement, good enough. If you can't implement and if you need any help, share the email address. You can contact us. I will try to help as much as possible. Okay. Thank you.
And if everyone liked the lecture, then please do comment in the comment section. That would really mean a lot to us.
Thank you. And good night.